body. They kept contradicting each other. I mean, there was a disparity in the evidence here.
Conan Doyle for the defence, part of Conan Doyle Week, Christmas Day at 9:05 on BBC4.
Dragon's Den, the final.
So, Kat got her final instructions from Nana, but is her heart in it? EastEnders, tonight's one to watch here on BBC One in half an hour.
Could I get a car on credit?
Tonight on Watchdog, the game's up for Yes Car Credit.
They're called Stevie Wonder Services.
Letters and calls later, but first, a surprise development that came right at the year's end.
Yeah, the collapse of Yes Car Credit, the company that sold cars to people with poor credit ratings, which turned out to have a bit of a debt problem of its own.
One of Britain's biggest sellers of used cars was heading for a loss of £24 million. We twice investigated it on the back of 1,000 complaints from you. Our colleagues at Whistleblower then revealed the full story of how it supplied potentially dangerous cars, carried out bogus credit checks and misled customers. Here's Richard Newman.
They're called Stevie Wonder Services. You know.
Who are? Oh, what, these are?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Stevie Wonder
Stevie
Services.
Wonder Services.
Keep your eyes shut.
Yeah, keep your eyes shut.
In 2004, I became a salesman for one of Britain's biggest used car dealers, Yes Car Credit. What they didn't know was that I was in fact an undercover reporter for the BBC Whistleblower series.
Could I get a car on credit that starts work in the morning when I do?
Yes, you could. Even if you've been refused credit elsewhere.
Last year, they sold 40,000 used cars through their 28 branches. They made nearly £4.5 million profit. Much of it from high-margin loans and insurance policies.
To say yes.
Not anymore. The company has sold its last car. I managed to get a job at their Croydon branch. It didn't take long to find out what was really going on behind their glossy advertising. During my time at Yes Car Credit, I found evidence of customers being misled.
You'll hear a lot of lies.
Right.
We haven't got it.
Overcharged. On average, Yes Car are charging about £2,000 extra per car. Now, in some cases, that's double the recommended price. And staff being trained to do false credit checks over the phone. Why are we putting them on pause for these underwriters then? What's the purpose of that?
Because it makes it sound that you're doing something. So do what you like, if you're ready to put them on hold. I suggest you do put them on hold for at least a minute.
Right.
Otherwise it sounds like you've obviously made it up. You've made everything yourself. That's when your acting abilities come out.
This is Martin. He's a fully qualified mechanic with 25 years' experience. He also went undercover as part of our investigation. I went to catch up with him. Martin, I took a lot of complaints from customers about their cars. You're the mechanic. What did you think of them?
Well, the condition of the cars were far below anything that I would expect to see coming out of a used car dealership.
I know they're crap. I know some of the stuff from auction is far below the standard we would expect.
We were not supplied with the correct equipment to carry out the servicing to even their own 125 checklist standard. Oh, it turns out we're supposed to check the alignment, and we ain't got the tools to do it with, right? So what do you actually tick it, or do you just...
The sales guys I work with didn't think much of the customers. What was the attitude to customers in the workshop?
Well, I was shocked. I was really shocked.
A lot of the customers that we sell cars to are not normal sort of customers you'd expect in a garage.
Right. In what way? I mean, I don't know anything about...
Pond life springs to mind.
Sorry?
Pond life.
I was asked continually to do half a job, and I wasn't happy with that. This is the most important thing to be done underneath the bonnet, actually. Spraying everything with this, so it looks nice and clean and shiny. This is what we do at Yes Car Credit.
Martin eventually left the company, and 6 weeks after I started, I was asked to leave. After we exposed the company, they said they were committed to providing quality cars and that poor workmanship would be investigated. They promised a full inquiry into their sales process and said they were retraining sales staff. But at Watchdog, we were still hearing from unhappy customers. Like Debbie Hazel from Chigwell, who bought a car from Yes Car Credit in May for over £6,000. she's had problems right from the start.
When the fuel connection pipe came out and there was fuel coming out of the car all over the floor, and we had to call the fire brigade. My 8-year-old son was in the car, which caused me a lot of distress and also caused him distress.
Yes Car Credit supposedly fixed the car, but 4 weeks later, fuel was leaking again.
I explained to the AA man that it should have been repaired. He informed me that the pipe was actually damaged and worn. I insisted that they change the car because I wasn't confident with the car, so they've given me a replacement car.
But she's not alone. In fact, since we revealed their practices, Watchdog has had over 400 complaints about Yes Car Credit. Many, like Jennifer O'Donoghue from Ealing, who bought her car in January, were drawn in by Yes Car's finance deals. Deals which weren't as good as they looked at first glance.
Their way of doing business was to turn nobody down. They constantly told me I wasn't here to sell cars, I was here to sell finance.
I couldn't get finance with them unless obviously I got payment protection with them, which was an extra £60 a month. But over 4 years that is £2.5 grand on top of my normal payments.
Jennifer was paying £10,000 for a car with a cash price of $4,700. While insurances were optional, some customers like Jennifer found themselves pressurised into taking them. Finance deals and expensive insurance were at the heart of Yes Car Credit's business plan, a plan which began to fall apart when new regulations came into force in January. Parent company Provident Financial blamed this and increased competition on Yes Car's downfall. This year, Yes Car Credit stood to lose £24 million, and in September they started looking for a buyer.
But no one wanted it. Last Wednesday the company announced that the business was no longer viable and the doors closed on Yes Car Credit.
Leaving 820 employees out of a job. Some are being kept on to collect the £240 million owed by its existing customers. They were told not to talk to us. John Battle MP believes the credit marketplace needs more regulation. He's been campaigning for a new consumer credit law.
I'm not surprised at all about what's happened to Yes Car, and I think sadly there'll be other companies like that, credit companies charging high rates of interest, and then people will be left stranded out of pocket, and that proves the case that we need tougher regulation of the credit market now.
So, Yes Cars, it's all over. I mean, what do you think about it?
It's never good to see a company go down, but in this case, it's good news for the consumer.
Well, Yes Car says it was already aware of the problems before the whistleblower and had introduced wholesale changes, including retraining most of its staff. It fully investigated the allegations and later dismissed some staff. Debbie Hazel was supplied with a courtesy car, even though the firm disputed parts of her claim, and later replaced the car. Jennifer O'Donoghue had signed all relevant paperwork, all costs were transparent, and her insurance was optional. Neil Cooper joins us. He's from Debt on the Doorstep. What lessons, Neil, are there to be learned from the demise of Yes Car Credit?
Well, you simply can't get away with treating customers the way Yes Car Credit did. They may be on low incomes, they may have poor credit ratings, but they're not going to put up with high costs, pressure selling techniques, and the end shoddy second-rate products.
But aren't those high costs necessary for companies like Yes Car Credit because the risks that those companies run are greater?
The kind of rates that are being charged by Yes Car and their parent company Provident are way in excess. Provident's just introduced a credit card, Vanquis, with a rate of 50%. Their doorstep lending is 180%. It's way above what the risks would justify, and it damages the customers and forces them further into debt.
Yeah. So, Neil, in the light of all this, what changes would you like to see in the industry as a whole?
What's extraordinary is the lack of action from the regulators. It has to be the BBC, Watchdog and so on that shows up how customers are being ripped off. So there needs to be much stronger action from regulators and much more enforcement on the ground. Trading standards need to be out there, just like your reporters, finding where customers are being missold products, where lenders are charging over the odds, and really acting as champions for consumers.
Okay, Neil Cooper, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Martin Lewis, money-saving expert, is with us. Martin, I've got a poor credit rating. I need a car and I need it soon.
Look, if you can't afford a car and no one's going to lend it you at a decent rate, you need to start looking at public transport and taking a bigger time hassle rather than money hassle. We can't always have what we want in this world.
But I do need a car. I've got children. I've got a job to get to. So there is no other choice for me.
Look, if you can afford to borrow the money and repay £200 a month to a debt agency, then you can afford to save up £200 a month, not paying anybody any interest, hopefully earning it in a savings account, and go and buy yourself a reasonable second-hand car. Save up, do it that way. It's a much better way.
Saving takes time. I need to get the kids to school tomorrow.
Well, all right, then. If you have to, then use a credit union, a mutual organisation. There are lots of local ones about who are for people to club together, and they will try and lend you the money at a decent rate without the horrible terms that some of the secured lenders will try and put on you.
What do you do if you've signed that dreaded piece of paper, 30% APR, and you're locked into a contract?
Well, frankly, anyone in debt crisis, anyone who's got a problem right now, go and see one of the free agencies, please, the ones who will help you and not make money from you. Citizens Advice Bureau, Consumer Credit Counselling Service, National Debt Line. Any debt problems this Christmas, go see those guys. You might just sleep at night.
Martin Lewis, more from you later. And a final word from Yes Car. The market has moved against Yes Car Credit in a way we could not have foreseen. We've tried everything we could and people have worked so hard in the business, but despite this, we could see no prospect of restoring it to a satisfactory level of profitability. Closing Yes Car Credit to new business was tough, but the right decision.
Any texts, questions for Martin, get them into us and we'll speak to him again before the end of the programme. Now to our Christmas card list. We've had over 160,000 emails and calls from you this year. Some of them heartrending, many libelous, and some downright scary.
Yes, things like, I've had an email asking for my banking security details. Is it okay to send it in?
No! we can only look into a fraction of them, of course. Here are a few of our favourites. Christmas time, mistletoe and wine.
We've met so many people this year.
Yeah, we have.
A lot of cards to get through. Where are we going to start?
Clue in the music, Jules.
I think that he's being manipulative. I think he's extortionate. And I think he's a very mean man doing this to people.
I don't think Michael Rangos is going to be top of Cliff's Christmas card list this year. He's on ours, though. Oh, yeah, an old friend of the programme. And getting tickets for concerts and festivals from his online ticket agency, getmetickets.net, was, well...
A bit like getmetickets.not for some people.
So let's make no bones about this. You're a tout with a website.
Absolutely not. The largest independent ticket agency in the country, with a database of having millions of tickets we sell, is ridiculous. It's slanderous to even insist.
Slanderous?
Absolutely.
We weren't even on there, and he used us on his website as seen on TV.
Unbelievable.
Very cheeky. Now, Cards for British Gas, we had hundreds of complaints about their home care service.
Further, they did come in and face up to it.
Also, Cards for eBay.
Yeah, they faced up to the fact as well that people were complaining that they didn't care about fraud. Card for someone special.
Hands off. This is for Andrew Luca, next on our list. Remember Vehicle Match?
Oh, yeah.
They claim to matchmake vehicle sellers and vehicle buyers. Certainly broke a few hearts along the way.
Didn't he try to cash in on the Watchdog name as well? Yeah, remember that line that his staff were coming at?
Yep.
We at Vehicle Match Services have never been on Watchdog. We at Vehicle Match Services...
We discovered the match wasn't quite so perfect when we went undercover.
We're not saying their specific car, we're saying their type of car. Whatever they want to think is whatever they want to think.
Despite his promises that Vehicle Match work for the seller until the car is sold, we had at least another 90 people complaining to us about them.
No fear of Graham Price continuing his antics, hey? The courts put pay to that.
Yeah, he was banged up for ripping off the villagers of Gowerton for thousands of pounds through the Halifax.
Don't forget he also stole $7 million from the Halifax, so we better drop them a line and say thank you for eventually refunding all the money.
Oh yeah, and give them a little bit extra.
And here's one for Scottish Providence. The Ellinger family are finally safe in their house this Christmas after an 18-month battle with them over their father's life insurance policy.
Yeah, they eventually paid out last month.
And more of our cards later. Vehicle Match says it's working harder to advertise cars and make matches, and now gives bonuses to staff who do so. Now to Argos, the catalogue people. And it's a catalogue of misery for some of you, I'm afraid. 700 complaints to us since September. If you've ordered gifts this Christmas and they haven't come yet, cross your fingers. completely snowed under with work at this time of the year. And who delivers more Christmas presents than anybody else? No, it's not him. It's Argos.
This is the story of the man with 1,700 friends.
Argos prides itself on taking the hassle and stress out of Christmas shopping. Because so many people Argos it, the catalogue king has built its ever-expanding empire around mastering the Christmas rush. It rents more warehouse space and doubles the number of staff for the festive season from 23 to nearly 50,000. Argos sell more toys and small electrical goods than anybody else. But will it be able to deliver all those presents in time for Sunday? Not if it can't even manage to meet delivery deadlines that passed months ago. This is the story of the newborn baby and the missing furniture.
We just wanted everything complete for when the baby arrived, for the house to be a comfortable environment.
To prepare for the important new arrival, Rachel's dad went to Argos. He spent £1,500 on furniture back in September.
Really, we needed to decorate, to furnish the house. And our daughter, being at that time 6-7 months pregnant, needed somewhere to sleep and somewhere to sit. So that's why we ordered the settees and the bed.
3 months later, on the 9th of December, Rachel had a baby girl. Mia was 7 pounds 7 ounces. Argos's delivery wasn't quite so joyous. No sofas and no beds. All they managed was a coffee table.
When I was pregnant, I had to sit on the floor to eat my dinner. I've been sleeping on a put-up bed, so when I was heavily pregnant, I wasn't comfortable sleeping.
Despite debiting Mark's card for the cash, Argos has had little to say about the problem. They haven't even offered Mark a refund. Rachel and baby Mia have been forced to move in with him.
The plan was for us all to spend Christmas in Worcester so that the baby could spend her first Christmas at home. But because the furniture hasn't been delivered, we can't do that. I've had to come here and stay here.
So if Argos couldn't get it right for that birth, can we really expect them to meet the deadline for the most famous birth of all time? The chairs that never turn up.
I ordered 2 chairs for the study back in October. The first delivery date was planned for the middle of October. I took the day off of work. The chairs didn't turn up. I had to take 4 days in total off of work to wait for Argos not to deliver my chairs, which is extremely frustrating.
Kevin complained to Argos and they offered him a refund, but he's not interested.
I don't want a refund, I just want my chairs. And I want to know that if I do have to take a 5th day off of work, the damn things are going to turn up. That would be great. That's all I want for Christmas.
If all Argos customers were treated like Kevin and Mark, many may not be opening their presents before Easter. And if what you've ordered does turn up, you might be in for a surprise. The product with previous. Emma Chamberlain ordered a vacuum cleaner from Argos. It arrived last week.
When I opened the box, the first thing I noticed was all the appliances weren't in plastic bags and they'd all sort of just been thrown in the box. Then once I looked at them, I noticed that they were scratched and they had dust on them.
The vacuum cleaner was second-hand.
When I opened the box, I also found a letter from somebody that had purchased it back in October. They'd used it a couple of times, it had stated in the letter, and returned it in November back to Argos as it was faulty.
Argos had simply resold it.
I feel pretty disgusted, really, that you know, they're sending out stock that's not checked, and that I've received a second-hand vacuum that was faulty. They've offered me no means of compensation or offered me any help a week before Christmas to get a new vacuum.
A vacuum cleaner's one thing, but what about presents that should be arriving in time for Christmas?
I ordered a Nintendo DS for my daughter for her Christmas present from the internet, which was shown in stock.
I ordered my Xbox 360 from Argos in the beginning of November.
All we ordered was 2 chest of drawers and a wardrobe to the value of £350.
It's now not in stock. She won't be getting her Christmas present. She's really upset. I'm really upset.
I then found out at about the 9th of December, when it's impossible to get them from anywhere, that Argos couldn't deliver my Xbox before Christmas.
Between the time of end of August and to mid-December, It's too much. All we want is our money back.
Happy Christmas from Argos.
There he goes. Argos want to apologise to the customers we featured for what they accept as poor service, but it says it's handled 50 million customer transactions this year and will have made 1 million Christmas home deliveries, most of whom will have received great service. It has now contacted the customers and resolved the problems, with the exception of one case, which they're still working on. Christmas deadlines will be met with a small number of exceptions.
Now, slick presentations in 4-star hotels, high-pressure sales pitches and promises of earning a fortune. It can only be the VIP club. It masquerades as a discount travel venture, but according to the Office of Fair Trading, it's nothing more than a pyramid scheme selling that could have raked in as much as £17 million.
You pay £1,700 to join, and you can only get your money back by recruiting more members. Yesterday, the OFT was awarded an interim injunction at the High Court against one of its leaders following an undercover investigation by Watchdog.
Who in this room would love to be a millionaire within the next 12 months? This folks will you have to look forward to. £39,900. 3, 2, 1! No possibility about it. If you believe in yourself, believe in me, then let's just do it.
I'll be with you.
That's it. We've been operational for 15 months. We've been investigated by the DCI and the OFT.
You've definitely been investigated by both of them.
By both of them.
And they've given you a clean bill of health.
100%. Because otherwise they would have closed us down.
Well, watch this space. The injunction against Gurdeep Singh, who operates from St John Street, Colchester. But the OFT is investigating other individuals for making misleading claims and particularly targeting the Asian community.
More cards? I think so.
Paul, hello, Merry Christmas. I'm sorry I'm late. I see you've got stuck in though.
It's all right, still plenty to do. What about your most memorable?
It would have to be David Thomas. He didn't flog dead horses, but he flogged horses that were sick and lame and pretended they were healthy. And then there was this, the Daily Express cruise for just £10.
Some people have had their cruises, although we've heard from plenty who still haven't.
Yeah, but the Daily Express promised 3 times that they'd resolve this. I mean, remember we delivered them that message?
Oh, yes.
Attention, world's greatest newspaper! We're expecting a tour of the Caribbean, or the Mediterranean. We've had our tour of London. We want you to honour your promise. Daily Express, push up!
Here's a joke, here's a joke. Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Don't know.
Because he was outstanding in his field.
I've got a better one. How could 2 people make wedding dresses if they worked night shifts in a supermarket?
They couldn't!
Can you believe they left Heather Charlesworth without a dress on her wedding day? She had to run down the street and buy another one. And you know, she hasn't had the money back yet.
Ah, Southern Electric. They were using a subcontractor called the Universal Group to hire and train their doorstep selling team.
That's right, they were advertising for chancers, troublemakers and drunks to go door to door. And no wonder they used bully tactics to get people to switch suppliers.
I was really scared. Nobody should have to be that scared.
After our film, Southern Electric dropped the Universal Group.
Christmas is a time for thinking of others, isn't it? And a bit of sharing, don't you agree?
I agree.
We think Gary Knight ought to get into a bit more of a festive spirit because he's not a very charitable chap.
Record Breakers Limited.
That's the one. His company organised blindfold and speed record events for charity, then cancelled them at short notice, leaving the charities and the fundraisers out of pocket.
In fact, if you look at the wider picture, there is over £100,000 worth of charity money in place in charities' bank accounts that should we not complete our challenges, then they may have to refund all of that.
What guarantees can you give to British Blind Sport that this Formula One event is going to happen
so they can then use that £17,000 that they're currently incredibly worried about.
We're now looking into Europe. If we can't find a venue, then we'd have no alternative to refund our money.
Every fundraiser we know is yet to receive a refund, and the charities can't use the money raised because the events haven't actually happened.
Do you think we should send him a card?
I think that we should let him know that we know he's up to his old tricks. He's launched a new fundraising venture on board a ghost ship. Perhaps that'll be the ghost of our Christmas future.
And let's not forget our friends across the water in Ireland, Ryanair.
Ryanair. Didn't we reveal that they'd asked a group of blind passengers to leave a flight for safety reasons, even though they were accompanied, and they'd checked in advance that they'd be carried?
At least the company changed their ways and their policy. Blind passengers no longer need to notify them if they're travelling accompanied.
Well, Paul, Jules, we've travelled a long way this year, and we've seen some things, haven't we? I mean, there was...
Mexico?
Mexico?
Mexico.
And I thought this card would be appropriate. Remember, Air Tours was sending unsuspecting couples, including a mother and a daughter, to the Blue Bay Getaway, an adult entertainment hotel.
Well done, Air Tours. They've said they're not going to send any more people there unaware. Ah, well, another year almost over.
Yeah, another one done.
I wonder who's going to make the Christmas list next year.
I wonder.
Right, well, thank you very much for all the texts that have been coming in for Martin Lewis, our money expert, who's going to be looking at the ghost of Christmas future, isn't he?
Absolutely. One big question, Martin, how are people going to get fiscally fit for the new year?
Festively fiscally fit.
Easy for you to say.
Fantastic. What I would say, if I'm going to give one tip, it's very simple. Everybody knows about balance transfers on credit cards. That's when you get a new card that pays off the debts on your old card for you, so you owe the new card the money. Most people try and be tarts. That's when you disloyally move from 0% to 0%. You know what? That's getting more difficult. Most of you out there, what I would suggest, go for a life of balance card. Best on the market is the American Express Platinum card. Don't worry about it being a platinum, that's just a name.
Okay.
Which says if you move debts to it, it's going to be 4.9% interest. But that interest rate lasts until you've paid all the debt you've moved off. It's not short term anymore, but there's something to watch. If you spend on that card, they will get you. They will play tricks. They will screw you.
So
That's what they're trying to do.
is the key.
Never, ever, 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 ever use that card for spending on.
Are we surprised that 2 million people are still paying for last year's Christmas?
No, because 2 million people are perpetually in debt. That's one of the problems we've got. They're paying for Christmas, they're paying for summer holidays. In March, there'll still be 2 million people perpetually in debt.
Debt's not necessarily a bad thing, though, is it?
Bad debt is a bad thing. Over-expensive debt. Debt you can't afford. Debt you haven't planned for. There's now wrong with borrowing. You know, I borrow money at 0%. I take the 0% cash, I put it in a savings account. They pay me 5% interest on it. I make a few £100 a year
There's a name
out of
for that, isn't there?
Stoozing. I'm a stoozer.
A stoozer. So,
A
Nikki,
stoozer.
you've got to shop as hard for your credit cards as you do for your Christmas presents. That's the key, isn't
I'd
it?
rather be a boozer than a stoozer.
You will this Christmas.
You can stooze and afford your booze.
Lots of texts coming on other matters as well.
Absolutely.
I used to work for Yes Car Credit. Thank God they're gone from Tony Carter. Other side of that coin is, of course, a lot of people from Yes Car Credit out of work this Christmas.
And another quick question, very quick for you, Martin. We're paying over £11,000 for a car worth £6,000 from Yes Car Credit. For these people still caught in the Yes trap, what happens to them, very quickly?
There's absolutely no escape. They owe Provident Financial, the parent company, and I'm afraid what worries me, Yes now has no reputation to lose, so it could be harsher with the debt counsellors.
Thank you, Martin.
Thanks a lot. That's it for this year. We're back on January the 11th.
We certainly are. Thanks for watching us this year. Until then, from all of us at the Watchdog team, Merry Christmas.
EastEnders is next. Merry Christmas.
I'm actually Nick Lawrence from the BBC Watchdog programme in Britain. I'd like to ask some questions about what's happened to me.
Mr. Pry, where are all those millions?
Can you explain to us why you keep producing books and not paying the people properly who helped you?
David Thomas? David, have you got anything to say about horse imports?
How many thousands of pounds have you taken from people?
Write perhaps a book of your own life. And the title might be Sorry.
Just shut that camera, please.
Hello, it's Nick Lawrence from BBC Watchdog. Can I come in?
Maybe I'll go away.
You're there, can you hear me? Hello.
Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town?
What did they show?
And all that jazz. Come on, babe, we're gonna brush the sky. I bet you lucky land they never flew so high. Not in the stratosphere, how could he land near? that jet.
It's showtime!
Escape to Bog from 7 tomorrow morning on BBC Radio 3.
Theirs is a universe that has to be seen to be believed.
David Attenborough on the trail of the insect super societies who've colonised everywhere on Earth, building skyscraper-style homes and who guarantee the planet's very survival. Life in the Undergrowth, tomorrow at 9 on BBC One.
Dragon's Den, the final.
BBC's Lives Forever. Holby City in half an hour here on BBC One after tonight's EastEnders, the one to watch.